Hi, so we all know about exercise and how exercise is important to escape aging and look healthier and feel younger and be stronger. The context of exercise and the difference between Eastern and Western medicine and Eastern Western way of life is very different, though. What you notice is that within Eastern medicine and Eastern school of thought, the emphasis is on creating a body that is strong and flexible and is for a marathon. It's more designed to be something that stays healthier for longer, and it's not about a short term gain. There's no emphasis on being big or overly huge, but the emphasis is more on strength, flexibility, and longevity, which is important for escaping aging, to looking younger for longer. Now, the Western concept, unfortunately, has been, everybody's got to be big. You've got to pump muscles. Hollywood movies with characters like Arnold hasn't helped. And what that does is you'd see a lot of people going to gyms where they are then partaking in steroids and, illegal body enhancers, which is doing more damage. Even those that are not using those enhancers, the emphasis has been on tear and repair. Now, when you're tearing your muscles and repairing, yes, you're building strength and you're building muscle size. That's what most people do at the gym under the modern bodybuilding concept. But what that does is it creates a lot of scar tissue. And as you see, a lot of bodybuilders don't age too well. And I'm not talking about somebody in their 70s or 80s. I mean, start looking at bodybuilders. How many of them do you see aging gracefully at 90 or 100 plus? It doesn't happen. Now, you compare that to Eastern medicine or the concept. Let's take the oriental side, where the emphasis was that your body should be strong and flexible. So, what they say is have your body strong as steel, light as a feather, and be very flexible. So, what that does is that you do train, but you don't train with weights to a point where you're tearing a muscle. You train just before that tear point, so you don't create scar tissue. And you do multiple repetitions, so you essentially build that flexibility within the body without creating scar tissue, without enhancing your muscle to a size that is huge, but even though it's not that big, the strength of the muscle is substantially higher compared to a muscle that's been really pumped up. So that's the Oriental concept. Now, if you look at the Ayurvedic concept or even the ancient Indian concept, if you go back and visit the Indian epics or the Vedas, what you're going to see is the bodies of the warriors that was described, whether it's Arjuna or, even if you go back to the Treta Yuga where we see Lord Rama and the great warriors that fought against Ravana, their bodies are defined as flexible, extremely strong, but not bulky. There's a term used as Sodol. Their bodies were Sodol, which means that they were extremely strong, very powerful, very beautiful, but they did not create scar tissue. And that's why you'd see the longevity. I mean, even in Mahabharata, they discuss this, the bodies of the warriors and how they used to train. So there's a lot of emphasis on use of weights, yes, but with mobility or isotonic exercises with body weight. So next time you're in the gym, you might want to reconsider, are you building a body for a competition or look good for 4 or 5 years? Or do you want to be in for a marathon where you want to look good 40, 50 years down the line as well? Also, do you want to build strength, endurance, and flexibility? Or are you just purely looking for a muscular show which doesn't last in the long run? The difference between a lasting strength within muscle compared to a pumped up muscle that is strong for a while and then just quickly sheds in weight size, and a person starts looking less than attractive, I'd say, is primarily because That's not how bodies should have been trained based on the ancient systems and the ancient knowledge that we have. And, it's worth looking at this Eastern wisdom and incorporating that in your workouts for looking younger for longer. Thank you.